Right, so thank you very much for joining us. It's still a shame for us that we can't do this in person, face to face, but at the moment, our current restrictions in place still don't allow us to really do that in a safe manner. Thank you very much at the moment for being muted and having your video feeds off. That helps everybody where possible, allows to see the screen share. There might be an opportunity at the end when we're asking questions, then it might be that actually you can unmute yourself and ask questions there, or we'll use the chat function at that point. First of all, again, it's we've not been able to do what we really enjoyed doing in the past, which is showing people around the school. Some of you will know the school because I've been in the nursery at Auburn Wood, but for everybody who was maybe new or who couldn't, we did create a little school tour, and we just thought we'd start with that this morning. Some of you might have seen this, it is on our website, but if not, and then you get a little opportunity to see a little bit about the school now.
Chance learning and breakout spaces outside each class for group learning. Children in Key Stage 1 use this space at playtime and lunchtime. We have a large field for all children to play on. We have a successful football team. We have a wide range of climbing equipment. Key Stage 2 children love playing on these during playtime and lunchtime. Around our field, we have a new daily mile track. Each class comes out here every day to try and complete a mile. This is a good way of helping us have a healthy body and mind. Here is our point. We use this to help us learn. This was created by our well-being lead so children can enjoy and relax in this calm area. The farm is an integral part of the school. Children feed, clean and interact with the animals throughout the day. Families volunteer to come and feed the animals at weekends and during the holidays. The garden has recently been created. The sensory garden is a tranquil place for the children to sit and read. In the allotment section, we grow a variety of vegetables that we can use for food technology or share the experiences of family during the war when Dig for Victory was a government campaign. We have a dedicated library. Children can change books and some small groups support happens here.
Piano and music lessons are held in the Greater Arts Room. We have a large hall for assemblies and we have our indoor PE lessons in here too.
Children also eat their lunch here. All children in reception year 1 and year 2 have a free school dinner. Every child is part of a house.
Anthony Joshua, blue.
Curly Smith, yellow,
Gareth Southgate, green.
and Victoria Pendleton, red.
Children achieve house points for good work, good behaviour and politeness. They even compete in these teams on sports day.
Our wellbeing mentor, Miss McKinney, works with groups of children and is here to help.
Miss Forbes is always here to help us with our learning concerns and worries.
Welcome to early years. Nursery class and reception classes are here.
Hello, I'm Mrs Harrop and I'm the Early Years and Key Stage 1 lead at Albanwood. In EYFS, we have a child-centred approach to your child's learning and education. They've all had different experiences of the world so far, and these differences are celebrated. We structure our learning around the needs of the children using the Early Years Foundation Stage curriculum and its 7 areas of learning: understanding the world, personal, social and emotional development, communication and language, maths, literacy, physical development, and last but not least, expressive arts and design. These all give your child the best possible learning opportunities to develop at their own pace. We plan learning sequences based on the children's interest and imagination within a safe yet stimulating environment which fosters their curiosity. We strongly believe in working together with parents for the benefit of the children. We track the children's learning and development using an online platform called Tapestry, which you can also add to. When things are back to a more normal time, we would invite parents into different events such as Stay and Play or Stay and Learn. And we look forward to welcoming your child to our Albanwood family.
When your child leaves Albanwood, we strive for them to show respect, be kind, and have ambition.
There we go. I do know there was a few sound issues at the beginning, but I believe it did work halfway through. If you want to go and watch that again, it is available on our website on the admissions page. But we hope maybe for some of you who've not had a chance to see maybe some of the other areas of school, it gave you a little bit more about the school life, and our thanks go to the children there as well. Just to say, we do have Mrs. Pinder and Mrs. Harrop on the call. So they're going to be taking part in aspects of the presentation as well. So first of all, this next slide it talks about the fact that as a school, we are part of a bigger organisation called the Agora Learning Partnership. This is a multi-academy trust, and their strapline is how we can work together, learn together and succeed together. There are 9 schools dotted around Hertfordshire that are part of the trust. And the word agora is a Greek word used to describe open space for assemblies and markets, a place where people could be together. And that's partly why that name has come about, because we want the trust to be about learning together, working in partnership together, collaboratively together, really wanting to put children at the centre. And again, if you wanted to find out more information about our trust that we're part of, the website is also here. And this presentation will be emailed out as a PDF, so you'll be able to click on these links. So to the sort of bit that is actually all about paperwork. And what we did this very successfully last year because we weren't really able to offer paper packs out. And it worked very successfully that we have put all the documents you require for induction on the school website at the address shown here. And there's materials for reception and nursery. So please make sure you look at the reception ones. The top section are all documents that require you to complete something and to complete information. Now, this could be that you do it electronically, direct. And then you can just literally download those files, complete them electronically and email them back to admin@albanwood.hearts.sch.uk. Or some of you might prefer to download those documents and print them out, and then you just have to fill that in by hand. Again, that might mean you either need to scan it back in and send it back to school, or you would have to drop it by hard copy. So, you know, electronically is probably best where possible, but we do need all of these top documents completing and filling in. Then we have a raft of documents for you, which for some of you, if you were in nursery last year, will look similar, but some of them have been updated. We do have to update things sometimes on an annual basis, but they are documents for you to just read and keep. So you don't necessarily have to even download them off the website. You could just have a look at it on the website. Some key policies, information around attendance, information about our wraparound care provider. We're very pleased to say that Energy Kids are back working with us, and we really do need parents who require that provision to support us in signing up for sessions for September as soon as they can, in order to keep that provision for working parents and parents that do require it. So there's quite a lot of information from Energy Kids there. And again, if you've got any issues with any of those things, you can email admin@albanwood.hearts.sch.uk and speak to our secretary, Mrs. Murphy Rose, and she will get back to you to help anything out. And now I'm going to mute myself and hand over to Mrs. Pinder.
Good morning,
just got to do.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, good morning, everyone. Attendance. Now, attendance has always been a priority at Alban Wood. It is proven as well, you will all know that for children to learn, they need to be at school. And it's one of the things that we include in the newsletters that go out fortnightly. I mean, I think the ladder's quite self-explanatory. Basically, 100% is amazing, but anything that falls below 90 does become a serious concern for us at school. And we will be having meetings with parents if that's the case. Now, we understand that children are ill, and especially in reception and early years, they seem to catch everything and anything. If your child is genuinely ill, then yes, you're the parent, you know what's best for your child. But we do really encourage that children come in. It has proven that the more often they're in, that they're greater chances of learning. We do realise that sometimes there are exceptional reasons for absences, and again, if you email into the office, we can discuss that. But even though we've had this sort of tricky 18 months, we will not be authorising holidays in term time. I know for some of you it must be quite frustrating because you've had to probably postpone holidays numerous times, but unfortunately with the government, the DfE, attendance is still statutory, and unfortunately we cannot authorise any holidays at this time or ever. Right, Paul? Now, uniform. You can see our uniform policy. I think for most of you now, we've been a bit lax this year, if I'm honest with you, with uniform, but come September we will be going quite strict back to our policy. Basically, it's very simple. Black skirt, trousers, shorts, you know, red top, white top, red sweatshirt, cardigan, white or red shirts, and our PE kit. I think if you could buy it, the red top for our PE kit is brilliant because it doesn't need any ironing, it's really easily washed, and with the children black shorts. So we go through Maypack, and that's where we get all our brandies, so if you want the logo. But for in early years, in particular reception, children will get messy, they will get dirty, they will be using black marker pens that are supposed to be washable that inevitably never are. So I would suggest that you might get for high days and holidays, for photographs, you might get a branded uniform, you know, maybe a jumper with the logo. But realistically, you know your children, you know the dirtier they come home, the much more enjoyment, the better day they've had at school. Maypack is now open. You have to book an appointment. You can order online, and even if you cannot get down to Maypack, they will deliver to school. I think you have to spend over £50, but they will deliver to school, and you then will be able to pick up your uniform from school.
what we've got next is a short video that's actually on behalf of the school nursing team that are part of the new Hertfordshire Family Centre service. And there's some information here that they have to share with parents as children do start school in the reception year. So it's about a 3.5 minute long video. And again, hopefully the sound will work for us.
Across Hertfordshire, we've changed the way we support children, young people and their families to make services easier to access and understand. We've brought children's centre staff, now called family support staff, school nurses and health visitors under one umbrella, the Family Centre Service, a single point of entry to a wide and varied network of services, providing tailored support and guidance to parents, carers, young people and children, from before they are born until they turn 19. In this film, we're going to talk about the school nursing service, which, as you'll see over the next few minutes, has changed a lot over the last few years.
Before they called me and I was scared, but it was actually fun. We played a looking and listening game and they checked on how I was growing. After that, I got some glasses. I used to get headaches, but now I don't. When the school nurses came in, we all did our online questions. I was finding things quite hard. I'd get into fights and I didn't have many friends. I was able to talk to the nurse afterwards, and because I could trust her, I let out all my worries. I feel happier now and I haven't been in a fight all year.
People say that your school days are the best days of your life, but I didn't think so. I was really worried about having to do exams and finding it hard to sleep. I didn't know who to talk to, but I saw a poster and decided to text Chat Health, which was confidential. When they asked me if I wanted to speak to a nurse one-to-one, I said yes. The sessions I had after that really helped me to get through it, and I learned some great tools to stop the work from getting on top of me.
From starting school and reception until you leave secondary school, the school nursing service is available for you to contact for support and advice to stay as healthy as possible and achieve great things. Our service is specifically for school-aged children and includes one-to-one care for individual children following referrals for a wide range of issues, including emotional and mental health support delivered on a confidential basis, advice for students, parents and teachers in managing health needs, providing online health needs assessments, identifying and supporting young carers, hearing and vision screening, as well as gathering height and weight data as part of the National Child Measurement Programme. It's also part of our role to support families and children in relation to Hertfordshire's safeguarding policies, including looked after children, helping children stay healthy and giving them the right kind of support at school provides a solid foundation for the rest of their lives, making not just our children, but our whole community healthier, happier, and safer for everyone. To find out more about what we do and the support we are able to offer, visit www.heartsfamilycentres.org and follow the links to School Nursing Service.
Again, the main emphasis on that is obviously as children start in reception, it's where they start the national measurement programme, and it's where, when they can and where possible, they do the hearing and sight tests. And then the next point of contact for most children is at year 6 at the end of their primary time with us. I'm now just going to hand over to Mrs. Harrop, who's just going to introduce herself and talk a little bit about just some of the things specific about early years and reception.
Good morning, everybody. Just talking through a few little things. I don't expect nappies would really be a big issue in reception. If you do consider that your child will still be in nappies, at the start of September, please have a chat with one of us. We can talk you through and help you with that. We would expect you to be potty training, really. Please let us know if somebody different is collecting your child, be that a one-off or if that will be a regular occurrence, a childminder, for example. Let us know who will be collecting your child in advance if possible. We have really clear safeguarding rules that we do not let children go with anybody that is not a named person, or we haven't been given advance warning of that, which can be embarrassing for all concerned. So please make sure you tell us in advance if somebody else is going to be collecting your child. All items of clothing need naming, as I can't emphasize that enough, that with 30 sets of white t-shirts, 30 sets of red t-shirts, if they're getting changed for PE, 30 sets of PE kits that look exactly the same. Children never know which are theirs, and it's really confusing. So please name everything. Sickness and diarrhea is 48 hours from the last time of incident. So that is taken, it is taken from the last time that they are sick or have an episode of diarrhea. So 48 hours at home, please. I know that is, again, slightly inconvenient, but that is policy that we have to follow. Allergies and dietary requirements, please let us know with the forms that you fill in advance of any of those. If your child has an EpiPen or an allergy pen that we need to be aware of, you need to let us know that, as well as inhalers and things like that for asthma. We need to have those, and we need to have those in school with the correct forms filled out. If your child has regular medication, please fill the form out, and you may also need to arrange a meeting with Mrs. Grange, who is our medical person, and she's really helpful, so it'd be good to get to know her as well. Am I doing this one, Mr. Sutton? Okay, lovely. Your class introduction, children starting this September will be coming into school for hopefully what will be the Hertfordshire-wide transition day on Thursday, the 8th of July. Hopefully the secondary schools will still do this because everybody goes up to their next teacher, and the children coming into reception will meet their reception teacher between 9:30 and 10:30. Hopefully that will be the case. That's what we're planning for. This allows your child to see the learning environment. It allows them to see the classroom that they'll be in September, to meet their new friends that will be in class with them, and also the staff there that will look after them. There will be a meet and greet session in September at the beginning of the new term before the children start. This will be, again, further information will be given out closer to the time, but you will receive that information prior to the summer break.
Right, I'm going to come back on if that's all right, Mrs. Harrop. So it's just to remind you that we do need the paperwork finished and sending in as soon as you possibly can. That gives the school office time to start obviously inputting all of that information that is required onto our management information system, and the sooner we've got in that information in our database, it makes it a lot easier to communicate with you and to have everything set up and ready for September. And we will need a couple of things, and it's on there. When your child starts reception, even if they have been nursery with us, it is a new process starting reception. It's a statutory process, and at that point we are required to confirm the date of birth of the child and also your home address, and that's for admissions confirmation and requirements. So we do need that evidence. Again, that can come in as scanned images. Take a photo of it, send it again into this email address along with your paperwork and who it belongs to, and again that will aid the office in completing this admin task that is actually required of everybody. And then we're at the point where we've done as much information as we felt we could deliver this way. Just to say that I know they're there now on the website because we've had a check, but on the website under the induction page now, there is a welcome video from the reception team, just welcoming you and your child, sharing a little bit more about what life is like in reception. You actually see the classroom, you get to see some of the pictures we've taken of the learning environment. And that is available for you to watch directly via the website at a time that works for you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the screen share and then see if anybody would like to, you can either ask questions by unmuting yourself or putting it in the chat function. Don't be too shy. If there's anything we haven't explained or you're unsure of, now is your opportunity. It also allows me to pause a little bit or to think we've obviously answered everything really well. All right. I've had a question around phonics. Yes, we are doing a couple of things around phonics. I think that the teachers are looking at producing their own video that talks about phonics and how phonics is actually done within reception. And then again, that we will make that available on the website as well. We would ideally love to run some parent workshops like we have done in the past. And we are really fingers crossed that as of September, these face-to-face meetings will be able to be taking place. We've already arranged a few sessions as well with the Hertfordshire Adult Learning Service as well around reading and I think some maths skills and literacy skills as well, because of some feedback. So we are planning to do that as well. Yes, so I think I've answered that one. I've got a question about how children are assessed, particularly, okay, in Key Stage 2. We assess the children ongoing, what's called assessment for learning. So in every lesson, there's like assessing how those children are progressing. And then on a termly basis, the teachers will conduct what we call some sort of, end of term assessments, which are really there to help the teachers pick up whether there's any gaps in children's learning or where some areas of knowledge and skills might not have grasped certain things. And then what we say is those gaps are then tried to be plugged the following term. And that might be with some small intervention projects or just some of the learning that's going on in the classrooms. There are some statutory assessment periods which haven't happened this year because the government cancelled them due to the coronavirus. But for your reception children, there is the pilot of the new reception baseline assessment, which should be taking place in September, which will be new. And then there's a phonics screening check at the end of year 1. And then at the end of year 2, there's a statutory process of teacher assessment. And then again, there is the SATs externally marked tests at the end of year 6. So at the moment, we believe those tests will be back on for next year. But that has got to be confirmed by the Department for Education of the government in time. And a little question about, we deal very well in this school with any needs of children, a particularly caring school, and whatever the needs of the children, they soon settle in. And if we find on top of normal directed work from the adults or the children, if any more support is required, whether it's learning support or social emotional support, then the teachers will raise that very early on, and if necessary then involve our Senko, who's Mrs. Ascot. And on what we try and do is really catch things like that as soon as we can to see if there's very early support we can put on. And because children progress rapidly in their younger years, and the better we can work, it is a partnership. It's school working in partnership with parents at home for children, particularly in these young years, nursery and reception. So the sooner we can pick up anything, that is the better. But if anything was to become known to us, we would involve you as parents at that point. Yep, let me just, yep.
Also on if there are any personal circumstances that change or anything like that that could lead to your child becoming upset or concerned about anything, or you feel may affect your child, it would be really helpful if you could let us know those as well, so that we can put things in place at school to mitigate any upset.
Thank you. Do feel free if there's more questions. We've still got a little bit of time, but I'm conscious you might need to get off and carry on with anything that you're doing. As I say, what will happen at the end of this meeting is the recording will finalise, and then as soon as we can, we will put the recording of this morning's session again onto the Induction page of our website, so you'll be able to look back at it again. And what we will also do is put on there the actual copies of the slides which you saw, so you'll be able to see all of those as well, and any of the links. And if you still feel that you've got any questions, or you felt it was something that actually was just more personal to your own situation or your own child's situation, then do get in touch with us. You can ask to speak with Mrs. Pinder, whether it's Mrs. Harrop, or just via Mrs. Murphy if it's an admin thing to do with the materials in the office. We're all here to help. We want to make this as smooth as possible for you. And as we've already said, we would like to be able to hold the transition day in early July, but at the moment we're not sure if that's going to be possible, following Boris's announcement yesterday that we're not quite able to progress in the next step of the roadmap. So we'll keep you posted about that one when we know what will be able to take place. So I think we'll end it there because no more questions have come up. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. We do look forward to seeing you all in person and welcoming you all to the reception class for September 2021. Thank you very much.